Give me an idea of how contraband gets into prisons.
Absolutely. You loved this the last time we talked. A lot of different ways. Number one, I think, is the mail. Um, we still get Colorado still gets contraband in on the mail. You might say, well, how does that happen? There's a solution that may cover the letters of the mail that they send into inmates, and that is compromised with some sort of LSD or some sort of substance where you can, where they can get loaded,
Yeah.
right? Um, I made a phone call, about this, and guy told me, he says every once in a while we'll pick up contraband through Amazon packages because anybody can send in a package or buy something from Amazon, and
Wait a minute. Inmates can get Amazon packages?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's current day stuff, brother. It didn't happen when we were working.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, don't know why. Don't know why things have just loosened up a little bit.
But even with the Amazon packages, I gotta imagine that you are X-raying those packages. How does
At the maximum security facilities, they X-ray. Yeah, at the other facilities, they don't.
so there's a possibility if they're getting packages from Amazon that
Yeah,
that's the way they're getting stuff in.
yeah.
How,
Family, family on visits.
mhm.
Um, work crews. We have work crews go out from the institutions, and they can, find something. Story not too long ago is work crews went out and they were doing some cleaning up along the road outside of Canyon City, and there was some dope laying down there, and it was planted, you know,
Mhm.
and because the people knew where, you know, that they were working, so inmates can pick it up, and they take the chance of not getting searched when they go back into the institution, so they can go in that way, and unfortunately, I hate to bring this up, but the one way that we don't like to talk about is, if staff are compromised.
Yeah, can you explain that? Because I thought it was a really fascinating conversation that we were having about that. How does a staff member typically get
Get
compromised?
compromised.
Yeah.
There's a training program called Games Criminals Play, and this, and every staff member goes through it. Essentially, what happens in 30 seconds here is you can be a new officer. You don't have to be a new officer. You can be an officer, a case manager, a mental health worker, medical or whatever, working inside the institution, and you inmate will say, I'll say, Niles, you look pretty nice. Are you doing okay? And well, I'm having a little problem at home, but everything's okay. That's problem number one, is you never admit your personal issues, right? Next day you come in, oh, Niles, how you feeling today? Man, you're looking pretty good in those jeans. And of course, this is the female inmates
Got
talking to
it.
you. All right,
Yeah.
let me make that clear. And for the audience, and they'll say, well, thanks. And then pretty soon very comfortable in talking and sharing information. And pretty soon it's, hey, you know what? I really need um, a candy bar or something illegal to be brought in.
Mhm.
And they say, hey, it's no big deal. I'm bringing some stuff that he can't get out of the inmate canteen. The next thing it's, you brought me in that Hershey's bar, and that's violation. So can you bring me in just a little bit of dope? I just need a little marijuana or meth or whatever.
Yeah.
And pretty soon it just snowballs.
Yeah.
And then it's a cell phone, and then it's, well, will you help me get out of here? And so, yeah, unfortunately, people get compromised. The good thing is a lot of those that are compromised, the staff that are compromised, other inmates that don't have the advantage of this staff member bringing them in will tell a staff member saying, hey, you need to watch Miles because he and whomever,
Yeah.
um, in today's world, whomever,
Yeah.
are, doing some things. And so, uh, the nice thing is when these staff members that are compromised, unfortunately, are handcuffed in front of the inmate population and walked out.
Mm. The cell phones always blow my mind because it's an electronic device, and I guess, I mean, in theory, you could get it in through an Amazon package. How, in your experience, how did a cell phone typically get into a facility?
Sure, those are brought in either by parts, a little piece here and a little piece there.
Mm.
Um, you know, uh, Lay a cell phone out on the road and a work crew can bring it in. Um, yeah,
Well,
it's crazy. Cell phones are one of the biggest contraband issues. When I was in Afghanistan, we had a big issue with cell phones, and we'll talk about Afghanistan in a
yeah,
little bit, I
yeah.
bet. And so I called back to a buddy of mine who's the deputy director here, and he said that it's a nationwide issue, and some institutions, and can't name them, are confiscating about 1,000 a month. A
Wow.
thousand a month. So they're brought in. People throw them over the fence, keister them, sticking them,
Yeah.
up the rear, and bringing them in, and yeah, it's a big thing.